This is Hannibal here from The Hannibal TV. On YouTube, you can call me Mr. Glare today because I see I got lots of glare coming from my glasses. But I'm coming at you with a daily wrestling news update. But I gotta mention, if you haven't heard, Britney Spears earlier today had an arrest for an alleged DUI. I've done concert security for her back around 2009. I got to walk her to the stage for her circus tour. She was in a druid outfit. She was really nice, one of the nicest celebrities I met, so I wish her the best in that. Everyone makes mistakes. She had a lot of pressure on her throughout her life. But let's get into another very public celebrity issue with someone more close to wrestling. The son of the multi-million-dollar man who probably is worth far less than that now that he's had to make settlements, Ted DiBiase Jr. Apparently, him and this John Davis, who's involved in this Mississippi welfare scandal with him, had a bunch of bizarre texts. Brett DiBiase, which is one of the sons of Ted, said, "I don't know where I stand with you. Every time I think of you, I want to be with you." And this Mississippi Department of Human Services director guy that was in charge of giving them these welfare funds that they didn't use properly allegedly says, "I love you, I love you, I love you." And this is an old fat guy, keep in mind. And then Brett's like, "It's only when I'm with you I feel safe enough to sleep." Then John says, "I will freaking die for you." And then Ted DiBiase Jr., this is the one that actually made the main roster. Brett DiBiase didn't get out of development. Says, "It would be my honor to die for you too, bro." Well, there's been a lot of homosexuality in wrestling since the beginning of the wrestling business. And who knows if favors were done to get those funds allocated to those guys, but apparently the DiBiase boys could be facing up to 45 years in jail, from what I understand. So it's a very serious situation for them, and I see Ted supporting them, go into the hearings. He had his own issues, which I believe got settled. I know he had to sell a house that was over $1 million in Mississippi a couple of years ago. I don't know if that was to fund cases or what. Mick Foley is making pleas to raise money for Brian Knobbs now that I guess Hogan's dead. I mean, I don't know if Brian Knobbs has ever had a real job in his whole entire life. Because he's one of these guys, he's been one of the most deplorable guys I've ever worked with. I used him before for a comedy show and a shoot interview. It was a special deal I made with him, and he was just a horrible, demanding guy. Just wanted extras, extra, never shut up, rude, vulgar, very, very racist. He even talks when he's drunk on tape, saying racist slurs. And what, people that work normal jobs all their lives that don't make the hundreds of thousands a year, we have to support you now? You fat piece of trash, because you didn't save your money and you're too good to be a Walmart greeter. We got to pay for you now. Get a job, man. Or Mick Foley, you want to put this fat piece of trash over so much? You pay for it. You can sure as hell afford it. I mean, I've given Knobs enough payoffs. I'm sorry. He's just just buy me one more beer, Hannibal. Come on, you're not cheap. Buy me just one more. Oh, God. He's just a horrible guy. Put it this way. One of my drivers, Kendall, and Kendall might be listening to this because he's a big fan of the Hannibal TV. He's one of the great drivers for the years that I did Great North Wrestling, 16-ish years. And the only person he ever said he would never drive again was Nasty Boy Knobbs, because he was a knob and because he's really legitimately nasty, but not in a good way. AEW keeps hiring more and more people, even though they don't have any more shows, and they might even be losing a show soon because the ratings that Collision gets now are lower than Rampage got when it was canceled, but they recently hired a bunch more New Japan guys, including one of David Finley's sons. I guess I guess WWE didn't have much interest in him. And AEW, again, made a more than generous offer. But they keep hiring all these people. But where are they going to fit in? Because you don't have house shows. You only have so much TV time. And by the way, they had a Ring of Honor free event last weekend that looked like it had 20 to 30 matches. And it was, for a free event, it looked like there was only one side, maybe two max, full of people, and it wasn't full. So they can't even give away. The product is so bad. Imagine if the AEW wrestlers actually had to get paid off of what they drew. That would be hilarious. The Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley internet heat that some people are reporting a shoot is a complete work, according to reliable sources. Pete Dunne, who hasn't wrestled for WWE in like a year, is wrestling for Josh Barnett's Bloodsport again this year. I never thought much of this Steph DeLander person from TNA. I know she did a marriage angle once with PCO. She's making a big deal that TNA's released her because they didn't want to clear her, even though the surgeons cleared her. Was she really that good? I mean, I didn't think she was that good the bit I've seen of her, and she had a little run there. I mean, just accept your release, go somewhere else, make a name for yourself, get hired somewhere else. By the way, I've been getting a lot of heat because a couple of the statements I made about Jacques Rougeau, about very realistic statements about him. Some people said, oh, well, you're not a real reporter. Well, my paychecks since about 2017 have been from interviews and reporting on wrestling. And I've made a pretty damn good amount of money. And I'm pretty worldwide known. I mean, I've talked to Hulk Hogan on the phone. I've talked to Austin on the phone. I'm known by everyone in the wrestling business. So the people that want to say, ha, 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 you call yourself a reporter, ha. Well, I'm a paid reporter. I have some of the most popular shoot interviews on the internet. I don't care what you think. And as far as the people saying, oh, well, Dynamite deserved to be sucker punched with a weapon. Do you know what the retribution was for? The Rougeaus had heat in the dressing room. That's well documented because they didn't just have it in WWE. They had it in other places as well. Montreal, they didn't have it as much because it was their father's promotion. But particularly Jacques, he was known for being arrogant backstage. They would talk French to each other, which annoyed people because they couldn't understand what they were saying. Kurt Hennig cut their pants when they had asked to get switched from a later match to an earlier match one night. The Rougeaus ratted it out to an agent. That's called stooging in wrestling, and they ratted out that it was Dynamite, even though it was Hennig. In retribution, Dynamite slapped Jacques with an open hand slap, punched him maybe once or twice, and said, hey, get up. You want to settle this now? Jacques didn't want it anymore. Raymond said, hey, when my knees hurt, because in those days you still had to go to the shows if you hurt, I'll take care of it. And he's like, okay, I'll wait for when your knee. The next thing you know, Dynamite's holding a coffee, walking with Pat Patterson, their buddy. That's when they hit him. Then ran to Vince's office, and Vince escorted them out of the building. Jacques' excuse was, oh, well, I had Bret Hart, Jim Neidhart, Bad News Brown, Don Morocco. They were all against me. I know all those guys. I was good friends with Bad News Brown. I'm the one that did his tribute show. I wish I had been better friends with him. Don Morocco, I consider a friend now. Brett, I mean, really, are any of those guys going to jump in on a one-on-one fight? If you and Dynamite had a one-on-one fight, like Billy Jack and Iron Mike Sharp had, or like Adrian Adonis and Dan Spivey had, would any of those guys have jumped in? Bad News was an honorable guy. He only grabbed one of you, I don't know which one it was, by the neck, threw you off because you're beating this guy with a weapon because you're too much of a pussy to hit him with your regular hand. And by the way, you don't know how to punch so badly that you couldn't even knock him out. You're lucky that it got separated and you ran to Vince's office. And you're lucky that they had to go to Europe the next day and whatever didn't happen. Because you've made a living off of telling this story in schools. This anti-bullying story. Imagine if Dynamite had called the cops and said, hey, a co-worker attacked me with a weapon, knocked out 4 of my teeth. He could have actually gotten you to jail, sued Vince. Actually, that's probably, if they hadn't been men, you got to give them respect because they could have sued WWE Mind you, Davey never would have got his chance, but they could have sued both you and the WWE. And then you never would have worked for WWE again because you attacked them at work with a weapon and caused bodily harm. So, anyways. Yeah, I don't know if AEW, Chris, might get canceled off of WBD when Paramount takes over, but Tony Khan is rich enough, his father, a multi billionaire, as CM Punk said. It'll keep going in some form or another, as long as they want it to keep going, because they're that rich. It'll just keep going. It's too bad the Bulldogs didn't have a longer run with WWE. Yeah, well, Davey had a run, and Dynamite went back to Japan. Someone says they don't like the AEW partnership with New Japan. Well, AEW just signs everyone from New Japan and then lets them go back to New Japan. So I guess that's where you get a better deal if you like New Japan and AEW. Whereas if you go to WWE, they're less likely to let you still wrestle for New Japan. AEW and WWE are both shit and garbage. I said it in my little update earlier today. I watched the Danhausen thing, which one of you commented was good. I saw the Danhausen thing with Dominic Mysterio and his group, and it was just poor acting of people reciting lines. I'm not into it. I'm just not into it. Dino Bravo scared the shit out of everyone. Honestly, Jock wants us to believe that if him and Dynamite, if Jock had come up and say, "Hey Dynamite, let's go mano a mano," all these guys like Dino and Don Morocco. Don Morocco is one of the most honorable people I've met in wrestling. Let me just say that right now. He is a man of honor and one of the nicest I've ever met in wrestling. And I'm saying that he's right up there with Hillbilly Jim. He friggin' made a birthday cake for me, for crying out loud. What kind of a guy does that? That's not a guy, Jacques, that's going to interfere in a mano fight. I'm sorry. And by the way, Don Morocco's an old-time pothead. He's not going around looking for fights when he's on the road 30 days at a time with WWE. Can I do a shoot with Road Dogg? Well, yes, he left WWE earlier today. A lot of people are saying, are we going to see the New Age Outlaws back in AEW? That would be cool. I mean, I think it's good. I think WWE has gotten stale. I don't think their current writer system is going to being mixed up at all. It's going to change. There's too many writers. It's too much a TV show than a wrestling show. I just don't think it's going to change. The War Dogs are my favorite. Well, the War Dogs, that's the New Japan group in AEW now. So you'll be happy there. Hillbilly Jim, yes, he's just a nice, good old boy. I understand why everyone liked him in WWE. Just a really great guy. Update on Nails. He wanted more, quite a large, huge amount for an interview. That I had a very good conversation with him. I don't know if I'm going to have that interview with him right at this time because it was far more than I had expected. But yeah, Jacob, Don is a good guy. I will call them as I see them, and I will call them as I treat them. I gave Jacques a lot of chances, but when he said the other day, Hannibal, you got to bleed every match, so I can't referee one of your matches because you bleed every match. Honestly, guys, I got a lot of my fans on there. Have I bled even 5% of my matches? Honestly, the only thing I'd do for Jacques is a brawl for all. PCO doesn't talk to him. I don't know if his brother talks to him anymore or not. I know he asked way too many favors of Raymond at one point. Raymond didn't talk to him for years. He's gone through quite a few marriages. I don't know where he's at with his kids. I know Cedric had potential as a wrestler, but he pissed Cedric off so much. I mean, that guy went on to be a used car salesman that at one point had sexual harassment allegations, I believe, against him. Search it up. Ted Arcidi, he's a nice guy too. He's a really nice guy. He actually told me that the agent that set up the first interview with me lied about how much he was given. Thank you, my man. Hey, well, I've had a great workout today. I've done some great work, got some good news today, and I wish all of you a great night. Please give this video a thumbs up and check out my interview with the Berserker from a couple days ago. He's another guy, the Berserker. I mean, he's made some mistakes in life, but he's an honest, real guy. I hate the fake nice people. I mean, the Berserker, I mean, he'll tell you. He's done some bad stuff, but he's a nice guy. He's the type of guy you want to go out for a beer with.